New machine day has made it. There's the American Pacemaker. Fred got here nice and early, well before I did. We had set this up for between 8 and 9. I got here at 6:45 and Fred was already here waiting on us. So let's come out here and take a look at the new lathe. All right, there she is. So American Pacemaker, 20-inch by 96-inch. Built by the American Tool Works. Gates over here beeping this morning. I don't know what's up with that. So far, everything's looking about normal. The only thing I know of that we got to do a little work on is the rapid traverse. That's locked up, but I think that crossbar there got bent up at some point. We'll have a good machine to play around with and just start tinkering with and seeing if we need to do anything to it to do any repairs or I don't know, anything we need to do. We'll definitely work on that. So crane guys will probably be here within the hour, and I'm just going to stand back and watch them do their thing. The crane should be set up over there, right next to the parking area in that area, and then they'll pick it up and set it right in the doorway, and then they're going to set it on skates and just basically push it back into the position there. Our crane arrived. Abby has joined us this morning.
Good morning.
She's going to get a little video of the action as well. So the guys are doing they have to do a pre-lift inspection of their crane before they start. So that's what they're working on now.
That is a beautiful machine, isn't it?
This is the one that Abby has been wanting ever since she saw the American Pacemaker, the big boy up in Kentucky.
How pretty it is, though.
It's a beautiful machine. That's one of the prettiest lathes I think that was ever been designed right there. Big hydraulic cylinder right there. I think they're just going to be getting the crane into position now. I asked them to please try to stay off the concrete over there because I don't want any risk of the outriggers busting the sidewalk over there. I'm thinking he's getting his, just checking everything here before they start the unload process. All right, I think they're getting ready to start the unload now. As we said, they're going to do the pallet first, get that out of the way, and then they'll load the machine up. So we're going to kick this party off now. Looks like they're hooking some cables underneath the pallet. And then they'll hook their shackles to that and swing it over here. That looks good. That worked out nice. So the guys are going to get the rigging, they're going to get the straps and the rigging done on the lathe. It's going to take a few minutes to get that set up and get it level to where it picks up level. And of course, they've got to block it correctly. I've asked them to please be mindful of the lead screws there on the side of the machine so that nothing gets pinched or pulled in there and bent. So they're going to make sure everything is hooked up properly. And then once they do, then we'll perform the lift and get it moved over there. All right, they may have it. They may have it ready to lift. Okay, and then so once they get it lifted up, Fred can move out of the way, and then they can lower it close to the ground at a safer height. There we go. That's I am full of anxiety right now, guys. I think they've got her going. Notice Marcus's hand signals, communicating with the crane operator. Bringing them right up to the edge of the building there. So they're going to set the tailstock into the lathe on the skates. I imagine they're probably going to block this side up too. They may attach to the headstock end and try to push it in a little bit further, but I'm not sure at this point yet. So we'll see what they do. All right, here we go. We're going to lower it down. You good on your, you need to turn those or? Yeah, we will need. Okay, there's a smaller turn. Okay. See, I got that toe jack there too, if you need to use it.
Go grab the other pin bar out of the back of the truck.
I want to try to get it lined up about where that yeah, the front operating side would be kind of. I can. All right, there it is. It looks like it's fitting in position just like I was hoping it would between the jib crane and the wall. We got enough space that we can walk around behind it right here. Well, we've had a safe and productive day here. So happy that we got the American Pacemaker into the shop safely. No machines were damaged, nothing was hurt, nobody got hurt, all good to go, and just really excited to finally get this in here. Our first official machine in the new shop right here. I actually just got with my electrician. He just left because he wanted to go ahead and take a peek at this because he wants to come in and try to go ahead and get our electrical circuit ran and get the machine hooked up next week. We just took that cover plate off there because he wants me to see if the tag, the diagram, is actually on the motor. We have one right here. I think that's the one for the motor right there, but he led me to believe that there's actually one on the motor that he needs to see as well. So I'm going to try to get in there and find that if it actually exists. But anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little bit closer look at the machine right here. And I don't know what it is about every old lathe that you come across, but it seems like every single one, the coolant pump was removed from it. I don't know why nobody ever wanted to keep the pump on the lathes. It's like they broke, so they just took them off, you know. But anyway, that's your coolant sump right here on this part of the foot, the casting. That's for your coolant right there. I'm not sure what this bracket was used for, but the pump should have just sat right there in that area. I think that was your access to it. And then these are your screens down here in the chip pan where the coolant falls into that, and there's a pipe underneath there that brings it down to the sump itself. So this one was equipped with the taper attachment. It's got this piece here. The rest of the pieces, as I'm aware of, are actually on the pallet right here, but I can't tell you for certain if all the parts are actually with the taper attachment. I don't know. He said that these guys, came with it, and he didn't know if those were for the taper attachment or not. I think that they probably do go with the taper attachment. There's 2 of them. And then we got that piece, and then I have the clamp is actually in a box down there with some other parts. So taper attachment. We have, I'm so happy about this. We actually have a high quality Cushman 4-jaw chuck for this. That's one of the heavy duty chucks. It's solid, it's got the holes drilled on the back. So that's gonna be going on the lathe probably once we get this thing running. I'll probably take that 3-jaw off. And that's probably the chuck that came with this lathe from the factory. I don't know for certain, but that's what I'm betting. And of course, this is our steady rest for it as well. It did not come with the larger capacity steady rest, but this will get you up to about 6.5, 7 inches, I think it was. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout to see if we can find the larger capacity steady rest for the American Pacemaker. As I had mentioned before, I need to get some pads machined for all of the leveling screws for all the feet. So it looks like we got 4, 8, 12 of them that I got in machine. I got some material at the shop that'd be perfect for that. I got some round discs cut out, some chrome rod. Just got to face them off and maybe put a little divot in there for the leveling screws. This is a feature on the machine that was not on the one I used to run, so not 100% sure what that is used for right now. I know it has something to do with your travel limits on the carriage. This is pretty cool. Somebody already hooked up a travel dial on this one right there. Super handy to have. That's going to work out good. Came with the original wrench. I'm assuming this is the original wrench for it right there, and the crank handle. You can see where it was broken at some point and they brazed it over. Very common that they all broke right here because they run into the carriage with it. I'm going to make a new handle for this guy right here for the tailstock. That's just a little tiny handle somebody put on there. So we'll use a piece of like 1-inch stock, make a new handle for it right there. And so far the cross slide seems to work pretty good. It's not binding up like typically they would get tight the further back you go on either side of your travel, indicating a lot of wear in it. But this one seems to be pretty smooth and working nicely. Got a nice big dial on this guy. And that's going to work out real nice right there. Even came with a phase 2 tool post. I don't know if we'll be using that, if I'm going to acquire. I'd actually rather have a bigger size on here, probably a DA size Aloris. There's all your spindle speeds. Gearbox felt good. I played around with the gears earlier and everything seemed like it goes in. This indicates your size, 20-inch swing, 96-inch center to center on it. Of course, you got your control panel to turn it off and on. And then this is what I was doing. You probably saw that in the video. I wanted to make sure that our cover opens up, and we got it to where it opens up fully. It doesn't even hit the column there. And you can access the back of the headstock here. This guy right here is just something that whoever owned it before fabricated. They probably used this to set their tools in because they did design this at a slope, probably to keep people from setting your tools on there. So I don't really like the look of this right here. So most likely I'm probably going to remove that at some point whenever we're cleaning it up. But I think we got a good machine. It definitely needs some love, needs some attention, needs some cleaning, oiling. And I plan on doing all that with this machine. I'm even thinking about painting it, which is not something that I enjoy doing at all. But I think since we actually have, someone actually took the time to clean this machine up pretty well. It's not covered in oil and grime like you usually find these machines. There's a little bit over here, but it's so clean that we could probably just give this thing a nice wipe down and get it completely dry and just go ahead and paint it. So that might be what we do while we're going through our refurbishment. I definitely want to get it cleaned up, maybe make it look better, and get all the little tweaks done on it that needs to be done. The carriage is it's a little tighter than what I would like it to be, but it's probably because it's very dirty under the ways. They need to be cleaned good, oiled good, check the oil level and everything, maybe even do some oil changes on it too, because who knows how long the oil's been in there. As far as our placement, it actually worked out really good in the spot that I was hoping it would be in. This works pretty good. You got enough space here in front of your electrical panel, so that's not blocking that right there. And then we can get in behind here to go to the faucet and the sink if we want to. So this is going to give me room in this corner. I got room for machine here and a machine there. That's what I'm thinking. And then have a centralized work table right here in the middle. That's in between the lathe and whatever's going to end up right over here. All right. Well, I think that's going to be about it for this video. It was awesome that Southway Rigging came and helped me with this job. I think they did a good job here, and everything just worked out really well. Good group of guys, and I'll definitely hire them again in the future whenever we bring some more machinery in here that I need help with, something that's kind of beyond my capacity of lifting by myself and getting in here. All right, so we're gonna have lots of fun videos in the future on getting the pacemaker cleaned up, get all the maintenance done on it. Let's find any of the issues that it might have and get those fixed. And we'll have a whole video series just on the lathe there on getting it cleaned up, getting it running, and of course getting our first test cuts on there. So once we get the electrical hook to it, it's probably going to be next week. We'll definitely fire it up and go through the gears and run it and see how it does. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you again real soon.